Hello everyone, my name is Amara Demi, and today I'm going to show you some hefty tips and tricks on how you can record your own videos and make them look and sound better. I've been recording my own videos since a really young age, and there's quite a few tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, and I want to share these with you to ensure that you get the best quality in your videos as early as possible, as it's a wonderful skill to have. In no time you'll get your videos looking from this, which is not really acceptable if you really think about it, to this. For the best results, we will need a few handy tools. That is a good camera. Something to keep in mind is that the best camera for a photographer or a videographer is the one that they have. So don't you worry too much if your camera isn't the best or whatever. A smartphone will always be good enough. And if you have a point and shoot camera or a DSLR, that could work as well. Next up on the list, we will need good lighting. Good lighting is really important for our videos because lighting basically makes up 70% of the shot, while the other 30% is going to be the way you frame your shot. It's important to find a good environment to film your videos in. So we need to make sure that the subject is well lit at the same time, and there's enough space for both the camera person and the subject. You need to point your camera in such a way that the subject is actually facing the light and the light is covering them. This is really important because if you place them in front of the light and the light is behind them, the shot is just going to look really dark and you're basically not going to be able to see anything properly. Try to avoid places which have harsh light and strong shadows, because those tend to create a really big difference between the brightest spot and the darkest spot, and with that it's difficult to find a good color balance for your video. Optional is a friend or a tripod to hold the camera. This is to ensure that we have steady video. And last but not least, this is also optional, we need video editing software in order to manipulate what we've shot so far. Try to get your camera person to remain as still as possible while recording to avoid any disruptions, and do not let the framing change too much from shot to shot, especially if you're trying to film a one continuous sequence. If you've seen our other video about photography, you're going to know that there's a few different rules about framing that you can follow. To make your framing better, you can apply those same principles into video, since videography in the end is simply just taking 30 pictures per second. Once everybody is in place, you may start filming. Okay, now that we're done with all the recording, we may open up our video editing software. In this case, it's going to be the Adobe Premiere Pro. You can use a free trial for it, but you could also pay for it if you like it. First of all, we're going to open a new project. We're going to name it whatever we want. And then once it opens up, we can drag our files onto the timeline, our video files. We scrub on the timeline to find the point that we want to cut in. After we press C and we press on the clip to cut the video right on that spot. We press V to get the selection tool again, and then we select the clip that we want to cut, and we simply press delete to delete it away. After we've adjusted these videos, we can drag them close to each other to make sure they align. And yeah, now that we have our videos in place, we can play them over by pressing the spacebar on the timeline. That will play the video. After we have finished with doing a rough cut of our video, we can drag the music in. We simply drag the music file onto the timeline as well, just like we did for the videos, and we can cut it just like we did for the videos to ensure that we do not have any unnecessary empty space at the front, but also to ensure that we don't have longer music than video. Afterwards, we can play it over once again just to make sure that everything is in place. And now that we're done, we can go to File, Export, Media. This is to make sure that we save our video. We will press the blue text on the top left to choose the location in which we would like to save our video. And afterwards, just click Export and wait for it to render through. Congratulations, you have just created your first video on Adobe Premiere Pro.